My name is Ireti Doyle. I play the role of the medical director in the movie Echoes of Time.
I wish I'd viewed it earlier. My mind can't conceive it. People taking advantage of disadvantaged people.
What is peculiar about this production is that it has a specific message. We know that we have so many internally displaced people's camps situated around the country, and there have been several reports of shady dealings going on in these places. So the Redeemed Church has thought to do some sort of advocacy. Number one, to highlight some of the ills going on there. Number two, to proffer some solutions as to how we can go about preventing these things from happening. So that's basically what this movie is about.
Any message for your fans? That would be.
Watch it, do what you can to help. And if you can't help, please don't be part of the problem.
I'm Olukemi Abe. I'm a pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God from Lagos Province 2. Echoes of Time in particular has been able to touch the very heart of people. And why do I say that? It brings a message that is not common.
The movie has a lot of messages. To you, what message is striking?
It's the message of the time. It's don't take what does not belong to you. And then this thing is for this. When you have it, be contented with what you have. Do not use your position to oppress the poor. I mean, they're going to get a lot of intrigues, a lot of suspense, a lot of character being played, and they're going to see things. The movie is an eye opener. It will show you some of the things that you'll be hearing, and some you've not even heard. They're going to see it in practical. As the movie is a watch. It's a news. They must watch. Go grab your copy, and that's all I can say.
Okay, in Echoes of Time, I played the character of Ada. Ada is a loner. Ada is someone who is antisocial. She is a girl who has gone through a lot of psychological trauma, and her quietness is basically due to the anger that she experienced. So that's who Ada is. But she has a friend, one friend in the entire IDP camp, and that's Kewe, who is like a big brother to her. What I really like about it is the fact that it doesn't just address the high and mighty, it addresses everybody. It talks about Jesus, it brings hope, like it revives hope in people that feel they're experiencing the worst of situations, that feel they've lost hope. That's why I really, really like it.
My name is Kola Dishego KSO. I'm a movie maker, and I'm a Christian movie maker. I'm a politician, and I'm an actor. It's a message to the whole nation. One of the biggest challenges we have in our nation is the challenge of managers of resources. We do not have problem of resources. We have plenty of resources. Sometimes we even have more than enough resources. Our major problem is those who are managing the resources. And this film has taken a plunge to look at the damage the managers of resources are doing to our nation. And I'm glad to have played the role of a special advisor to the governor who exposed one of the criminals who have been eating the resources meant for poor people. Imagine, resources that government have made available for IDPs being mishandled and embezzled by people who are not in any way disadvantaged. And that's exactly the problem we're having in this country. So I'm happy that I'm participating in a film that is looking at, this social malaise, this economic and political problem that our nation is battling with.
I mean, the police have been taking turn on the poor girl Ada every night. We will be displaced people. This thing are for displaced people. All these things we will carry so for displaced people.
All of us displaced.
Echoes of Time is a very interesting movie. From the starting to the ending, it has lots of message that I just can't even explain. You see what's happening around our country, and our present world. The ones who have little, they are being deprived of the little they have, and molestation, child abuse, and so on. It's a very interesting movie, and the thing they say, if you know watch a couple of time, I don't know till you get.
My name is Oshina Eluakemi. So, and I'm taking the role of the Interior Secretary. So basically, the movie is about the menace of bunkering. It cuts across a lot of the menace of bunkering, the plight of people in the IDP, sexual harassment, and um, the plight of women. The vulnerability of women, most especially women and children in IDP. So, and it tells us too a lot about the dangers of vandalization, which is very endemic. Our youths are into those things because with joblessness and the unemployment rate and poverty index. So, the associated issues of explosions and loss of lives.
I'm Olayode Juliana. I'm an actor, author, speaker. I'm everything good. And people who will watch it will also learn that when there's problem happening around us, if we have the ability to help, we should reach out to people to help them. And basically, I think it's a great film. But I would say that watching Echoes of Time will never waste your time, and you'll be glad that you did.
Echoes of Time is a movie that I'm sure people will like, people will love, and people should just watch out for it.
Okay, actually, the movie encapsulates the ugly times we live in, especially when we come to Nigeria. And a whole lot of things are happening, which are signs of the end time. So it's like echoes, some aspects that most gospel filmmakers try to shy away from. This movie was able to face it head on and expose a whole lot. So I see it as a movie that tries to picture without any apologies the situation on ground now, showing that we are living in the end times. So some of the happenings they've already been prophesied in the Bible.
Finally, Echoes of Time is here. Wow, it's a privilege that I am part of it. It took us a long while to put this together. When Ayo Kazim approached me and said that he has a script that we should work on, and I saw the script, wonderful concept, something different from the norms. Echoes of Time is a very timely film that is coming out at this time. I'm very sure you're going to have a wonderful time with it. And I want to use the opportunity to appreciate notable actors that join us on set to encourage us to also be part of this production. I mean, thank you very much. Olufemi Bolonde, it's a privilege that I directed this, and I'm very sure you're going to have a nice time. Thank you.
My name is Ayodele Ayokule Kazi. Yeah, I'm actually the writer and the producer of Echoes of Time movie.
So, what inspired you to write such a magnificent script?
Basically, I stumbled into a documentary about a movie done by one of the Nollywood actresses called Stephanie Linus, and the title of the movie is Drag, and it was talking about getting children that are under age married off at a tender age, and it was causing a kind of sickness or illness in them. So that really inspired me that I should write a story that is topical, a story that talks about the ills and things that are not going well, going right in our society. That was actually the inspiration, and at the end of the day, I thought, what could I write upon? And I was led by God to just write about Echoes of Time, which you have seen and which I believe that you really love. I wanted to write a story that's going to be talking about the ills of our society, and I look at the humanitarian crisis that is going over all over the world. About 40 million people are displaced all over the world, and 1.8 million are displaced in Nigeria due to one reason or the other. We generally call them the IDPs. So looking into their plight, to their daily travels, to their challenges, why are these people displaced? Why are they not getting the much needed help that they need? And I'm so touched because if we don't talk about it now and if we don't do something about it now, we might have a humanitarian crisis of great magnitude that we might not be able to manage in the nearest future. And that's why I said, okay, let's put this movie together to draw the attention of people to these challenges that people in IDP camp are facing, and we address the situation. We go to the root of the problem. What are the reasons that people are displaced? Is there a way we can tackle those problems and stop people from being displaced? And even if they are displaced, is there any way we can actually help them to ameliorate their suffering and their pain? That is the number one reason why I wrote this story. And the second thing about the story is to encapsulate the fact that even if we have economic problem in our country, it does not mean that people should go into crime. Petroleum vendors, pipeline vendors, petrol thieves, stealing fuel, the resources that belongs to all of us. So we want to capture that for people to see that regardless of your economic situation, you should not degenerate to the level that you start stealing and you become a petty thief. Also, the movie to capture sexual abuse, especially for young children. There are a lot of children that are being serially abused and they cannot speak out. So in this same movie too, you will get it. And also in this movie, we capture how those that are supposed to be responsible for caring for people in need, people that are supposed to be protecting the needy, they are the ones taking advantage of those people. And all these are happening in our society, and we think we should mirror it for people to see so that we can have a better society for all of us to live in.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. So I want to make an appeal to every one of us that Echoes of Time is a very, very interesting movie, well packaged. It will be a good idea for you to go and watch it, and when this DVD is released, get your own copy. God bless you and thank you very much.
All these things that are happening these days, militancy, robbery, corruption, banditry, pipeline vandalism, war, sexual perversion, they are all echoes of time.
Are you serious? Such atrocities are being carried out in the camps?
Una born person village finish, person come here, no fit stay, no fit stay outside. Una give am job wey government give us. Because they speak Oyibo, one know the year.